neurosurgeon first in U.S. to perform novel brain surgery on 1-year-old with epilepsy. Vertical line. Fox News, Fox News Digital Network, Fox News, Fox Business, U Report, Fox News Radio, Fox News Latino, Fox Nation, Fox News Insider. Login. Account. You're logged in as profile. Log out. Search site. Listen to Fox News Radio live. On air now. On air personalities. Home. Video. Politics. U.S. Opinion. Entertainment. Tech. Science. Health. Travel. Lifestyle. World. Sports. On air. Previous slide. Next slide. Men's health. Women's health. Children's health. Alternative medicine. Diabetes. Heart health. Allergies. Nutrition. Fitness. Neurosurgeon first in U.S. to perform novel brain surgery on 1-year-old with epilepsy. By Lauren Grush. Published October 4, 2013. FoxNews.com. Finnegan right after his TPO disconnection procedure. Nicole Borncrow. Finnegan in September 2013. Nicole Borncrow. Next slide. Previous slide. Nicole Borncrow started to suspect something was wrong with her newborn son Finnegan when he was just 3 months old. While he had grown normally up to that point, Nicole and her husband eventually began to notice that their son had started to prefer doing activities with one side of his body. Concerned for their son's health, the new parents consulted with Finnegan's pediatrician, who referred them to a neurologist. Doctors conducted a number of tests to figure out what was happening, but they couldn't pinpoint the root of the problem. Then when the family was on vacation in New York City, things took a turn for the worst. Finnegan suffered a severe seizure. It was terrifying. We had no idea what it was, Nicole Borncrow, from Cleveland, Ohio, told FoxNews.com. I had an idea of what epilepsy is. You think of violent shaking but not staring blankly into space. And he'd do that for a massive amount of time. He also got really shallow breath, and his eyes would start to tick to one side of his head. As soon as they left New York, Borncrow and her husband took Finnegan to University Hospital's Case Medical Center in Cleveland, where he was immediately put under surveillance in the electroencephalography EEG unit in order to pinpoint the cause of his epilepsy. During his stay, hospital physicians also gave Finnegan anti-seizure medication to see if they could suppress his episodes, which were happening between 3 to 5 times a day. For a while medication was working great, and at that point we thought it was under control, Borncrow said. But then every couple of weeks the medication would stop working, so we'd up the dose or try something new. After the third medication failed to regulate Finnegan's seizures, doctors informed Borncrow that her son's epilepsy was technically intractable, meaning there was a good chance that no medication would be able to control it. That meant the next viable option was brain surgery, something Borncrow was reluctant to consider. I thought, are you crazy? I'm not going to cut into my baby's brain just for seizures. I was in denial, Borncrow said. But they presented us with a plan. It was terrifying at first. Meanwhile, Finnegan's seizures began to increase in frequency, occurring anywhere between 50 and 100 times a day. Borncrow knew that something needed to be done. Realizing that brain surgery was the only option for her son to live a normal life, Borncrow agreed, and at just 1-year-old, Finnegan would receive a brand new type of brain operation, one that had never before been performed in the United States. TPO disconnection. Recurrent, spontaneous, unprovoked seizures occur in 1 to 2% of children in the United States. The traditional surgery for patients with this form of intractable epilepsy is a hemispherectomy, an operation that involves removing half of the brain. But Jonathan Miller, director of functional and restorative neurosurgery at a Case Medical Center, decided to try a new type of surgery, hoping to spare most of Finnegan's brain and leave the majority of its tissue intact. Called temporoparieto-occipital TPO disconnection, the procedure removes just enough of the brain to disconnect the portions affected by the electrical misfirings. Prior to Finnegan's operation, Miller and his team of neurologists had pinpointed the areas of the baby's brain responsible for his seizures. During the operation, Miller put a couple of very fine cuts into the fibers of the brain's white matter, bundles of nerve cells that connect areas of the brain together, to disrupt communication between the diseased brain region.